Our condolences. Let country singer Toby Keith died Monday at age 62, more than 2 years after he was diagnosed with stomach cancer. Yeah, that's just like the bulk of it. He announced it on Twitter in fall of 2021, and sadly passed away. He was on chemotherapy, also received immunotherapy. He said the medicine that helps the immune system destroyed cancer cells. But obviously, it destroys other beneficial cells as well.
Yeah. It's a tragedy.
Yeah.
Also, I saw a video on YouTube where his friend Brett Favre, Hall of Fame quarterback, was on TMZ, and he spoke to Toby Keith like 2 weeks ago, and he said that Toby Keith, first of all, he said he was ready to die.
Really?
So that's good to know, because it's when you don't accept it that you kind of go out in a bad way.
Yeah.
But he also said that chemo hurt him more than it helped him.
Jeez.
And that's according to Brett Favre. But I believe it because we hear these stories every day.
Late King Charles has cancer now.
Right.
When are we going to get to the point to where we realize that the methods that we're working for, that we're donating to, aren't effective methods?
Right. No, why did Toby Keith end up with sea monster of the stomach, right?
Yeah.
Probably didn't have enough stomach acid.
Yeah.
He wasn't digesting properly. All right, let's think about the stomach, okay? They're talking about the stomach. So the average person, when you say stomach, they're thinking gut. But stomach is a bag.
Yeah.
All right, it's a bag right here that's connected to the esophagus. So if you get sea monster of the stomach, that means your lining has been deteriorated.
Yeah.
Because the stomach has special lining so that it doesn't burn. Because it's supposed to be a pH of like battery acid. It has to be under a 3.0 in order to digest food properly. So in order to get the sea monster there, that protective lining has to deteriorate. That's a big deal. And of course, they'll call it genetic and this and that. No, he lost his stomach acid. And that's something that we can reverse in 6 weeks or less, fixing someone's stomach acid.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's too bad. I'm sure he was eating the poor four foods.
Absolutely.
For a very long time. For decades, probably. And yeah, from my understanding, he went from like 200, because he's a big dude. He's like 6'4".
Yeah.
I heard he went from like 260 pounds to 130 pounds.
Not absorbing anything.
Not absorbing.
And yeah, it shows here, like just as you were saying, stomach acid, signs of stomach sea monster include heartburn, acid reflux, anemia, nausea, ulcers, pain after eating, sudden weight loss, and feeling full after eating a small amount of food. So,
this is, I talk about it in my book, Reverse the Cause. If you don't turn around acid reflux, which is called GERD if it's chronic, heartburn, whatever, if you don't turn that around, you're looking at sea monster down the line of either the stomach or the esophagus from it coming up. The esophagus doesn't have the protective lining like the stomach. So that's why it burns. So, man, all preventable and all reversible. But the medical monopoly does not know how, and they don't know why. They just nuke you with chemo, which is basically throwing the baby out with the bathwater.
Furthermore, the American Cancer Society estimates that nearly 27,000 new cases of stomach cancer will be diagnosed just within this year. Through this disease, it's still relatively rare, they claim. It makes up around 1.5% of new sea monster diagnoses each year in the U.S. And
so they're saying stomach cancer is rare.
Yeah, but
that makes sense because, again, it's a stomach acid thing.
Yeah.
So you have to be very, very, very low in stomach acid for a long period of time for that lining to deteriorate. That's why it would be rare.
I think it's medications too, like the medications we take, and they classify all sea monsters in different categories. Like it's not the same disease in a different area.
Right.
And I feel like that's how they can skew statistics.
Oh yeah, the statistics are just awful.
Terrible.
Awful. Yep. Yep.
So easily skewed.
But what they do is, and now they'll use Toby Keith as a pawn.
Yeah.
To promote fear.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what they'll do. It's probably already happening. I don't really watch television like that, but I would imagine that they have a whole bunch of medical monopoly doctors coming on all the morning shows talking about, unfortunately, Toby Keith died. Doctor, what do we need to know about stomach cancer? And then the doctor goes into a dissertation about the statistics, and the people watching get all scared.
Yeah.
Know nothing about stomach acid. Know nothing about the poor four foods. And they're just scared into chemo.
Or if you have chronic GERD, why don't you just try some antacids or
proton pump inhibitors?
Exactly.
I bet you, I would be willing to bet that Toby Keith was on proton pump inhibitors.
Yeah. You would win that bet. I mean, it's sad, but it's true. Like I think that's the only way you get chronic, not chronic, but that's the only way you get GERD is just trying to fix it through PPIs or antacids, and then it develops into a worse problem because you're not correcting the acid.
Right.
It's
too bad.
Jumpstart your head-to-toe healing journey with the Dr. Reese book trilogy. Peace Over Pain is the cult classic that explains how head-to-toe healing works and how the medical monopoly doesn't. Reverse the Cause lays out the root causes to over 60 chronic conditions. And Dinner with Dr. Reese is a unique cookbook that contains 100 recipes without the destructive poor four foods. Together, all 3 books set you on a path to head-to-toe healing. Get yours today on Amazon, Audible, or peaceoverpain.com. Also, if you'd like to ask a question, tune in every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern for Dr. Reese Live.